My kickboxing coach used to say to me, I used to come in the gym, he said, what do you hate the most? I said, I hate running. He said, okay, you're going young. He said, why? He goes, because whatever you hate is what you need. And that's what life's about. You're not going to be able to go through life avoiding pain and also becoming a man of quality. You're going to have to be that guy who's been through so much shit that he can wake up and go, this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing compared to back then. This ain't nothing compared to that time. You know, and if you're not going to be that guy, then you're going to always suffer the consequences of not being that guy. There's pain to become important, and there's pain in not being important. We're living in a comfortable world now where people think, oh, it doesn't matter. But you know what? To some degree, it does matter. It does matter, and I'll tell you who it matters to. It matters to your soul, and it matters to God. I stand in the mirror with a pure heart. I know I am the best version of me that could possibly ever exist. I know that God is proud of me. There's nothing that God hates more than sloth and laziness. If God were to create a man, and that man were to sit around and do fuck all, God will frown upon you. It's why you're never lucky. Start to work. Start to show God the beauty of his own creations. You'd be amazed how lucky you'll become. All these men are out here complaining that things are difficult. The reason it has value is because it's difficult. If it was easy, everyone would have it, and it wouldn't have any value. The fact that it's hard to do is the reason it has a value in the first place. How are you going to complain that it's hard to be the man, but then also understand that being the man has value? They are linked. You cannot separate the two. It's a logic fail. If you love the fact, if you love the idea of being that character you dream of yourself to be, then you should love the fact it's hard to become that man, because it means no one else can do it. This is what I love. I love everything about my life. I know the shit I've been through to become who I am, and I wouldn't trade a second of it. There's a whole generation of men who have been raised without being prepared for war, because that's what life is. It's a war for resource, it's a war for females, it's a war for attention, it's a war for domination. It's war. And as a man, you have to establish yourself in a hierarchy of men. There is a global hierarchy of men. And there are men out there right now who are born with every genetic advantage, and they're 7'2" NBA players made of muscle. And that's life. And there's men out there who are 5'5" and they're not. But that doesn't make a difference. You still have to find a way to fight and compete. If you don't make yourself valuable, you have no value. You have to get up and do it. This is how life works, right? If you even, let's take cars. You're driving at 200 miles an hour. You don't feel it. It's accelerating to 200 miles an hour that you feel. You don't feel once you're doing the speed. You feel the acceleration. It's the acceleration that's exciting. You need to feel the change in your life to benefit from it. Most of the time, you don't feel like doing the things you're supposed to do. But the true masculine frame throughout history was doing the things they didn't want to do, but they knew they had to do because they had honor and duty. That's what honor and duty means. Do you think the men on the Titanic wanted to stay on the fucking Titanic? No, we're men. We have to stay. We're scared, but we must. It's our duty. It's on the other side of fear that you're going to garner the respect of other individuals. You have to do things that they're afraid to do, meaning most likely you are also afraid. I've done a bunch of shit I was afraid. I was afraid 87 times before I got in the ring cage. It's scary. I lived a scary life. But by going through all of that, I am now respected. You have to learn to face your fear. And I'm not saying not be afraid, because that's not brave. If you do something you're not afraid, you're not brave. You have to be afraid and do it anyway. That's what courage is. So I'm not saying you can be as scared as you want, but you still have to go. You're not going to have a big life that's a calm ocean. You need to learn to just surf the waves and laugh. Because most people just collapse under the pressure. Stress tolerance is a massive indicator of how successful you're going to be. When you're young, go out there and get stressed, get upset, have those sleepless nights. At 17, 18, you should be panicking. And that's going to give you a stress tolerance level that allows you to grow into an adult which can handle a big life. The only thing you can actually really truly control is what you think. So why are you not controlling your own mind? It's your asset. It's your ally. It's your friend. Why would you make an enemy out of the only thing you have control over? I refuse to do that. It doesn't make sense to me. You don't even need to be brave enough to become brave by yourself. You need to be around men who are already brave. Everyone else around you, when you say you feel a certain way, if they don't check you, then why you hang around with them? When men get together, there's a magical force that makes us feel brave, makes us feel powerful. So when I talk to these dudes like, oh, but it's, you know what, Tate, yeah, I agree, but you know it's hard. It's hard. Of course it is. It's supposed to be. And if you're not cut out for it, then fuck off and live a normal existence and die. Letting other men enjoy the spoils of being a man and fucking die. If that's what you want to do, just sit there and exist, fade into history unremembered, that's your decision. Names a single attribute for masculinity which is going to come from a place other than trauma or pain. I talk about this all the time. People say I've had a traumatic life. So, well, then you're very, very fortunate. You had a traumatic life. Now, you may have misused that trauma. You may have misplaced it. You may have accepted the matrix telling you that you now have an excuse to fail, as opposed to using it to grow. But every single man of value went through trauma, and they went through pain. It's going to be painful to get strong, painful to get rich, painful to become important. It's going to be painful to become good with women. Your hearts get broken a bunch of times. You have to be prepared for the pain. If you're not ready for pain, you're never going to be anything. This is down to you, and listen. You may feel fired up for 10 minutes after this little talk. But you're not going to feel fired up forever. You need to put systems in place. You need to get discipline. You need to get an atmosphere of people around you who are going to keep you accountable and not make it easy for you to continue to be a fucking nobody. And then you're going to fix your life. Otherwise, you're going to stay a nobody. That's your problem. It ain't mine.
What you can't do is devalue yourself or your attention in any way. What happens now in the modern world is that men's attention no longer has value. In the 1950s and 60s, if a girl got the attention of a good-looking guy, it meant something. Because how many times can she get the attention of a good-looking guy? She walks down the street, whatever. In the world of Instagram and Facebook and social media, a girl's getting blown up. So what does your attention have? Your attention has no value. So the way you give it value is, one, becoming a higher value man, but another way you have to make sure your attention has value is you don't throw it away, because it suffers from inflation like anything else. And this is how you end up with guys who are buying presents, taking girls on holiday, doing everything for them, but their attention is so low value that it means less than one text from me after 3 months. Being smart, being witty, all these things help. But this is the reality of life as a man, is that you have to build your value. People say to me all the time, oh yeah, Tate, you get girls. I said, I got girls because I became a kickboxing world champion. That's thousands of hours in the gym. I wasn't born with some magic. I wasn't born with some tool. It's like, I had to do it myself. So you have to build it as a man. This is just the unfortunate reality. If you're not prepared to do any work at all, you're going to suffer. So you can't hack. You can't hack having a personality. You can't trick a girl into thinking you're something you're not. If you want a woman to really respect you, then be a man worthy of respect. It's really that simple. And on top of that, one of the easiest ways to be a man worthy of respect is to refuse to take disrespect.
You can be nice to women. I'm not saying don't be nice. The idea of being nice in and of itself has no value, because nice is something which is intangible. Nice is something that can be fabricated, right? You or I can go out there and be nice. We can be nice to people we don't like. Anybody can be nice. So if there's no scarcity attached, how can I have a value? Something like status is very hard to fake, right? Something like that Lambo is very hard to fake. All these things are very hard to fake, but nice can be faked. But the point is, when a guy comes along trying to be nice, I think women instinctively kind of look at you and go, look, you just met me, you don't know me, and you're being extremely nice to me. And that, to a degree, I think warns them. That's deceptive on some level. I think that's the reason they're semi-repulsed by it. If you knew me an hour ago and you're being all nice to me, what do you want? Well, we know what we want. She knows what we want.
Yeah.
So the whole thing just looks fake. It doesn't look genuine. And integrity and being a genuine person is not just something that women respect in men. It's something that people respect in other people. So it's good when a woman meets you to know that you're a genuine individual, a nice guy. There's a huge advantage in life for being likable. That is a skill that most people should cultivate, being likable. In the real world, the people who dislike me are people I've decided it's okay for me to dislike. Or pure violent haters, is what every man gets, right? But if I'm in a conversation with somebody and I want them to like me, I have a 100% success rate. I know how to make people like me. I know how to be a likable person.
The only resource you have is your attention. And the reason it's so difficult is because now women get so much attention for no reason. Then why does your attention have value? So you have to put value on your attention. So then how do you put value on your attention?
What did we talk earlier about how trauma can mold you, and trauma can be a fantastic thing? Heartbreak, depression, sadness, these are all fantastic motivators. I'm telling you why they're a fantastic motivator. You go to a guy who's heartbroken, he has all the motivation in the world to send 300 text messages. He has the motivation, he's putting it in the wrong place.
That's 300 cold emails you could be sending to someone who pitch a business.
That's a lot of money you could have made.
Yeah.
So life's going to hurt you, and how you use that pain is completely not really up to you. You can use that pain to galvanize yourself as a man and become a better man than you've ever been. I'm not saying that I'm only successful because of some chick. I'm saying that every single time that I was heartbroken, I never wasted a second. I was never wallowing. That's what I'm saying. True trauma's going to come, pain's going to come, and you have to use it in a constructive way. I'm not telling you to tell him to avoid the pain. I'm saying that when it comes, make sure it's used in a constructive way. And still to this day, that's all I would ever do. If something bad happened to me and I got really upset, I would find the most constructive possible outlet. And that's a conscious decision. You have to have the emotional control to make a conscious decision in that direction.
But I think another side of it is you need to be uncompromising, and you need to be uncompromising in a very positive way. So I always say to people, I've never been in the friend zone in my life. And the reason I've never been in the friend zone in my life is because I'm very clear about my intentions. Mm-hmm. I think you're beautiful. Oh, well, we're friends. Well, no, we're not. So are you coming on a date with me or not? No? Okay, goodbye. And I think that a lot of the biggest mistakes guys make is they don't believe they can be affirmative as a man without coming across as an asshole or coming across as a jerk or coming across creepy. You can just be affirmative in who you are and be confident with who you are and be clear about your intentions, and you'll be fine.
So don't be trying too hard. Now, the reason I get away with such little work is because I put such a high price tag on myself. I am a 4-time kickboxing world champion, multi-millionaire. So even any female, no matter how beautiful, knows I'm never going to be the guy hitting her up constantly. I'm not going to be the guy she can call and I'll always answer. I'm not going to be the dude who will give her lifts to work. She knows I got shit going on. Remember what I was saying earlier to you about how I've never struggled with females because I never focused on the females. These other game books and Bruce and all these idiots. Worry about yourself. Get yourself straight. And when your own shit's straight, you got yourself together, females are an added bonus. If you go up to 1,000 girls, you get 5 phone numbers and one might f*** you. Yeah, I'm sure that's absolutely true, but so? You're gonna spend your life, instead of becoming rich, instead of becoming strong, instead of becoming smart, you're just gonna fucking run around a mall, approaching girls, day game. It's garbage, it's for children. All that is for children. I focused on myself, and that's how I've managed to attain the highest quality females. And also not attain, retain. And sometimes that's difficult. Let me tell you something. She might be talking to a real G. If she's talking to me, you're going to struggle to make her like you more. It's true. I have more tangible assets, more physical, financial, and mental assets. Plus, I know the game. Sometimes you're outclassed. That's how it goes. Sometimes you're just outclassed. That's how it goes. It's another thing you can't really control. But what you can control in those situations is that you don't make her lose respect for you. Keep your honor about you. You're going to lose the game. There's 2 ways to lose it. With honor and without honor.
So you have to have a system in place that's going to allow you to escalate and elevate your conversations and elevate and escalate your relationship and her interest level in you. If you're going to sit there and just message girls, you might be on lockdown for the next 6 weeks. How about you every day? How are you? Fine. You? What are you doing? At home? You? Home? So you got to have a little bit more strategy than that. You know what I mean? But then you have to understand, you're always in competition with other dudes. If a girl is messaging you, she's messaging 20. So why does she like you and not the rest? I mean, it's not easy as a man nowadays. It's really not easy as a man. It's getting harder and harder. I'm not saying that you can't get hot girls. I'm just saying that the hot girls are certainly aware of their worth. And Instagram gives them unlimited dating pool. Like, one of my girls has 69,000 followers on Instagram. Her Instagram account's on my phone, so I can see it at any time. And she gets a message every 6 minutes, maybe. And she's had messages from verified NFL stars, Chicago Bulls, all this. So, like, if you're a hot girl, like, if you ever feel lonely, you click your Instagram inbox, you scroll through, and you decide who you want to reply to. Yeah. You know, like, these girls are never lonely, and they're never not talking to someone. And this is the element that most men forget, and this is something I try and drive home in the PhD course. The reason it's so hard for a man is you're not trying to make her like you. You're trying to make her like you more than she likes the guy she was talking to before you. Yeah. So you're always in competition all the time. Yeah. And the competition as a man is near unlimited. And that's something you have to keep in mind. And you have to be on the ball and you have to be ruthless with it. You've got to have your game in check. And you can get to a point where if you're really smooth with it, it gets easy.